Oh, you just sign languaged it.
Woo!
Welcome to Diamonds and Dice.
Oh, you have Jonathan on camera.
I mean,
We have. I know. I love
if
it.
we have deaf viewers, don't we need to do closed captioning?
I think she already does.
Well, as soon as I actually get it set up.
So today's special impromptu. We switched up our weeks, or every other week. We switched it up, and we're playing today, which will be real fun. We get together every 2 weeks, have a lot of fun, and roll dice at each other. All that said and done.
It's the second week though. Like it hasn't been 2 weeks.
Huh?
It hasn't been 2 weeks. We played last week.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying.
already said
I
you
said we
switched
switched
it
it up, though.
Bro, did you just stop paying attention for
I
a few
did.
seconds?
I shut the fuck
God.
down.
He blanked it.
Yeah, I
just
fucking
spaced it.
shut the fuck down.
Sucks to suck.
Right.
Yeah.
So, with all that said and done, getting ready to get started on that. Now that I've explained the off-camera, I've explained the cosmos to you all and the ether and kept all that confusing stuff out of a stream that would make people totally upset. Yes. Yes, I do. Sorry, it's got to be on the quick. I'll get to you last for that reason. Okay, so when...
Did you see that Australian condom commercial I shared today?
That was funny. Yeah.
You said hold on, we gotta make it.
No. I was saying hold on to Jonathan.
Oh, okay.
It was too funny.
So
I may have been sitting by myself at lunch laughing.
Even this boy should seen a cockatoo.
Well, I had like a whole thing on what we did last game as far as it's concerned, a little part of the recap. We're starting a little bit late, and also we don't necessarily need to go through the recant of how you guys had your asses handed to you by a bunch of by a doppelganger. But essentially, the group had
Too soon.
you guys overcame some of the I almost called it evolutionary. God damn it! Environmental hazards of the bubble. Mickey almost got hit with the bubble after shoving Haley inside of a nice safe little nook. And then this little dwarf that had been coming along with you guys that met
You
up.
guys didn't question it at all for some reason.
No.
We're dumbasses, it's fine.
Party member.
But yeah, like I said, so you guys
So we will
suffered...
from now on.
Right. So you guys suffered the wrath of when you guys slept. There was a doppelganger that was brought in by the Breaker Witch Coven. After everyone was pretty much dispatched, Zalaria fought, and Dular delivered the killing blow. We love that little guy. And then after that whole thing, after all that was said and done, Zalaria's ex-husband had popped up on a little special, with a little special message of, "I have Tirth, come find me." Which brings us to, in the elemental plane, it's a strange place because
What the fuck into it?
one of the things that happens is you can breathe, but you don't have to.
Same with eating. You can eat, but
Well,
you
they're
don't
not-
have to.
Yeah, they're not hungry right now, and they're
Yeah.
not tired either.
And you don't age.
Right,
Do
so
we still have that level of exhaustion then? If we're not tired?
Ooh.
yes,
Because I'm the DM and I say so.
because you
Well,
may
okay.
sleep.
It's just a little.
No, you may
question.
sleep. You just don't have to.
But it. That also,
And when you sleep, you end up coming here, which is a strange thing as well.
but also, would we technically lose that level of exhaustion since we don't have to do anything?
No, your body's still run down. Right now, the magics that keep that in place, the rules of
gotcha.
physics and everything. But you showed up there. If you showed up hungry, you'd probably be eternally hungry, but you wouldn't die of starvation.
Gotcha.
Like you can't die of lack of sleep here, but you are still exhausted. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but we can get rid of it if we sleep.
Yes.
Gotcha.
So space is in this space, like I said, you guys don't have to worry about those kind of things. It's really strange to those who are there that you sit there and you can inhale, but you catch yourself like kind of forgetting to breathe, which is not something that you're used to at all. we're actually going to start with you, Tarfire. Waking up.
Tarfire?
so to
Who the
speak.
fuck is Tarfire? For those who don't know, the viewers.
No, I want to let them go into an explanation.
Tarfires.
I don't need to give him a background right there. I can have it go in as, because everyone's like, who the fuck are you?
Okay.
So, as you wake up, which means that you fell asleep, essentially, and here you are in the astral plane.
Some dude flipped him some roofies.
No, he just didn't get laid.
As you're there on the astral plane, as you know, you show up here when you go to sleep.
No, he denied it.
Usually you're brought immediately to the forefront of combat, fighting against demons and devils that are pushing their way out of the dimensions in various other ways, with a whole bunch of other Kalashtar that do the same goddamn thing. When you think... When you think about where you want to go in the astral plane, you actually start traveling there. And space doesn't really have a purpose, but navigating this place is incredibly strange. So you pop up in a place that isn't your normal destination, which you're like, okay, not the craziest thing in the world. And you concentrate and you it starts to do the little bending thing with the stars, and you get kind of closer to the astral sea portion of this, where the travel will be even quicker. As you rush through, and then that light year kind of 10,000 mile walk in 1 second kind of thing. Usually there's nothing. You'll see parts of dead gods, or you'll see meteors and color pools, but nothing of interest ever pops up because it's like an endless expanse of forever. 90% of the time you never see anything. And this one time, as you're traveling through it, you go through and you stop suddenly as you look over and you see there is a terrible looking pit fiend, or sorry, a Balor, that is standing very, very close to a half-orc. As being one of the creatures that you commonly fight, what do you do?
Can I drop down out of this anytime? Like,
Yeah.
I almost think of it like a rip in the ocean. Like, it just takes you in, and then you can like go sideways and get out.
Yeah, it's kind of like tearing through the edge of the little wall, and you just kind of pop out.
Yeah.
You tread it; it's like a mercurial kind of swirly color thing, and then you're pulled out of it. You go into a slow ascent like this,
Okay.
and you stop.
Rogers.
So do I stand? I mean, how is fall damage done?
It doesn't work like that
It
here.
doesn't work? Okay. So I land on my
No
feet.
fall
and,
damage. What is this,
Well, there's no
monster
ground;
damage?
it's just space, but you float. Every single 10 seconds, you have to open up your fucking mouth. God damn, dude!
I'm
It's a little distracting to have you hammer over there. So, yeah.
I'm gonna land down in the vicinity of what I see,
There you go.
and I'm assuming I'm over there.
No,
Nope.
you're
No,
here.
you're
In the middle. I am going to land
Why won't you work?
her. Yeah, I'll land right there. Okay. So as you go... Oh, this one turned off for some
Yeah,
reason.
I know, because I unplugged it.
The ultimate roll.
And
So yeah, Tarfire comes in, you pull out, and you ascend down. You look over, you see Tirth. You know what both your characters look like, so they have that moment where they look at each other.
yeah, and I mean, Tirth is technically bound still,
Mm-hmm.
so Tarfire being Tarfire, he's gonna try to help him get out.
The huge beast on the other section of rock says, "Oh, I owe him greatly. You sure, Kalashtar, that you're going to interfere between me and my meal?"
I'm gonna do what I need to do. I'm gonna leave it at that.
All right. Let's see if you actually can back that up, Kalashtar.
Okay.
What is your name so that I can place it on your epitaph?
It's Tarfire.
Coxa, like very Baelor from Lord of the Rings. It looks so big to be able to speak is very strange.
Mm-hmm.
And the creature, is starting to speak in Celestial, which does Starfire understand Celestial?
I believe I do, actually.
I was hoping you did.
If not, I can mind link with him while he's talking.
Okay. You try to mind link with him?
Yeah, I'm just...
Okay. So you lock into place with a little mind link action going on.
I do speak Celestial, so yeah. I don't need to.
Okay. So he he says, I'll tell you what. We'll do battle for him. How about that?
Okay.
You win. You send me kicking and screaming back to my dimension. And if I win, I get to rip his soul to pieces.
Okay.
Roll me initiative.
No. No.
Are you whining for Starfire or your computer?
No.
Yes, no.
No, it's not. No, it's okay.
Yeah.
You could always just open up another tab.
I did.
Yeah, I'm sorry you have to juggle characters.
Oh, no, you're good. You're good. I got this. Still easier to work in a Walmart.
Sorry, also stream. Most of us are sleep deprived in one way, shape, or form, but this man over there is super overworked. Poor Terry. All right, what'd you get for your initiative?
That would be a 19.
So it's brought to you by Corona.
19.
Yes, sir.
Okay. 19 for you. You busted the shit out of my initiative, so I will be going last on that. And Tirth is pretty much stuck.
Oh, I need to roll for turf too?
You can, but you are bound for 24 hours.
What are you doing, Randy?
No, they were just
Rearranging.
No, they were the right
Why?
thing.
Yeah, that's what he got me with, yeah. Yeah, I'm bound for 24, so.
All right. So, you go first.
I didn't. You threw.
I'm gonna do
I thought you just.
Starfire's
Oh,
Infamous.
yeah.
If he's gonna fight me and be aggressive about it, go at me aggressively. I
had two when he busted me the first one.
Maybe he's gonna come at you like
I'm
a spider
sorry.
monkey.
If he's gonna come at me like a spider monkey,
Someone else is allowed to make the check for him.
there we go.
So if Starfire goes up and tries to undo the balance, that's allowed.
Don't throw hints.
You
I'm not
want
throwing
me to
hints,
troll
I'm
or
saying
something?
the
Don't
magic
side
item.
seat
You
game.
have to pick.
I'm explaining how the magic item works. Sorry.
I'm gonna do the
No, I
one
read
thing
it.
that
I read
everybody's
through it.
wanted to say this whole campaign we've been playing. You ready?
Because now that's entered his mind before me not.
I'm gonna need some D6s. I'm gonna cast Fireball.
What's your point, person with a
I'm
fireball
going to
business?
cast Fireball at a 7th level.
A 7th level
Oh,
fireball.
He's level 20.
I know.
Bring it down.
I've heard the thing.
I gotta get D6s, sorry.
Josh is gonna cast 7th level fireball.
That is. I
gonna
need
cast
12
7th level
D6s.
fireball.
1, 2, 3.
Also, you and Terry.
She
can't
just
be-
went from 0 to 100
You
real
and Terry
fast.
are on
Oh no,
street.
I'm using
That's
my
what
front
we
camera.
need.
That's why I moved my computer. Are you okay?
Yeah. Oh,
Oh.
1, 2, 3, 4,
Pro
5,
You okay
6,
there?
7. Yeah, I'm good. I just tried.
You know, you guys don't pile up the pillows like you did last
Yeah, that's
time.
probably what I
didn't you?
get.
I should just make a chair for you, but you know.
I do 4 now.
I actually don't have that. Forgot.
That camera.
There's that, and
The
I think
dice
that's enough.
roller's right next to you.
Do you have that extension cord that I used
He's
last week?
using it this time. I only have one plug in it. Just
I don't know. I don't know if I have enough.
Another D6.
There should be plenty of D6s.
What you
I
trying
think
to
I
No,
have
I got
every
enough.
single one of my
I got enough.
D6s.
I should be
All right.
okay for a little while.
How many dice is that?
12.
Woo!
12
A lot of
D6.
dice, son.
That's a lot of damage.
It is a lot of damage.
I didn't get 1-1.
Nice.
That wound.
So I'm sorry, I'm not mathing.
Carry it for the rest of his
Nice.
You're not what?
I'm not mathing.
Okay, that should work.
What?
Jonathan, you should have smacked it.
Mandy?
I'm sorry!
You're changing the. She's literally changing the battlefield. IT that strong.
It's either that or we aren't on stream.
It's
so...
easy to break
No,
the
I get
fourth
it.
wall when you are the fourth wall.
True. Look at you.
Here you go, Mandy.
Whoa.
I'm gonna double check this.
Tinkin', he tinkin'.
It's probably.
It hurt a little,
this way,
but
huh?
he tinkin'.
Well, I kind of need the other end too.
Only because this cord is like
6 feet long.
6 feet long.
It's
That's
plugged
as
in,
far as it
apparently.
goes.
It's plugged
Doesn't
in
it
over
need to be
there.
plugged in?
I have to have my computer plugged in.
Bring your computer
Don't you need just
underneath
this?
the
Oh,
table.
okay, never
Jesus
mind.
Christ. Jesus Christ.
He's still counting dice. I love this level.
Me too. That's why I want to get there so bad. But
I plugged it in already.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Shame none of your characters survived that long.
That one. Alright, that would be 50 points of damage.
50 points of damage?
She's carrying
Fire
it
damage.
down.
Just keep dumping salt in.
You didn't
I
misplace
mean,
any dice?
Same thing goes with you.
Nope.
50, how much?
Points of fire damage.
Marzio retired.
If you don't
Leon
beat the
died.
dex.
Haley's at least alive.
Which
Got
is.
resurrection.
Dex of 18.
Does it actually count?
I don't. I take it all. The fire explodes on that little section right there. Just this huge eruption of fire and smoke. It's like, have you ever seen the videos of World War II when they hit it with napalm? Like how the
Oh
smoke
yeah,
is
that's
literally
like
thick and
black.
So-
and-
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, Mandy.
And all that fire,
You underestimate how much I like Reese's.
I don't know.
she didn't even notice her ex-husband died.
No, I noticed. It's fine.
He's dead as Drew's over him already.
All the smoke and all the fire and everything else is just sitting there, and it's huge and pluming. A few seconds later, you look, and as it descends down a little bit, still cooking in the bottom area, you're like, oh, thank God, because it gets to about the height.
Of where he was, yeah.
Well, I mean, even if he was like laying down, you're like, okay, I did it. But then it keeps going down, and you look, and you just see just a calm-looking, almost elf-like boy, man, standing there.
Man boy.
Ted, he's got very simple, like, leather clothing. It's not like hard S&M leather. It's just leather clothing. And he's just tapping his foot. I do.
Studded.
And he says, fire?
You want one?
Fire?
Against the Baylor.
Hold on.
I was born in this.
Not Tarfire for a reason.
And he calmly cracks his knuckles like this.
Okay.
And looks to you and he's like, I think we've gotten off to the wrong foot. He walks to the edge, and a huge set of black, inky wings just kind of ascend out that's almost like a shadow. And it, from the shadow of his wings disappear. And he smiles, he's like, we should be friends. Go ahead and make me a will save. Uh-oh.
A will save. Are you trying to charm me?
I am.
You mean a wisdom save? Your sister who it is?
Sorry, guys. This is just going to be me the
Oh,
entire time.
A will save.
A wisdom
A
save.
wisdom save. Okay. Oh, and Harry gets a roll with advantage.
Nice.
Calistar power.
Calistar power.
I got a nat 20.
So you sit there and he looks and he sees that you're not like,
Not my cup of tea.
all right, Calistar, I've had about enough of you. I know that you think of yourself as an equal, and then he's gone, and you hear right next to your ear just a gentle whisper, but you're not. And that's when you start feeling the immense heat. It's almost like it's not like there's fire all around the place, but suddenly little bits of this big asteroid kind of thing do start sparking like with fire, like almost like rock that's near molten lava. It started turn. Okay. You Tarfire and Turf take 10 points of damage. Fire.
What if I'm resistant to fire?
Then you take half.
That one magical weapon I got. One magical item.
Ooh, really?
Fire resistant ring.
Nice. All right. It's your turn.
All right.
We'll be teleporting. Like I said.
Where's he teleporting?
He
Right beside me?
teleported behind. Yeah, beside you.
Cool, man.
Right beside Turf.
Turth, too.
Oh, shit.
Mandy,
Huh.
did you do a coke?
I had to blow my nose.
Oh, well, I heard you sniffling.
Yeah, because my
Because you
nose
were
was
doing
running.
I don't know. I gotta think Johnny Boy said.
Don't do coke in the bathroom.
Without inviting everyone else.
Bust it out right here. Damn it. And see, she's not even hungry now, so she's throwing all the food because she.
No, I mean the good shit.
What you got? What you got for me, Tarfire?
I am trying to think of what I want to do.
Here's how you do. Here's how you fix that. Oh, lose your turn soon.
I am.
What is this? PokerStars.com?
I was thinking about doing like a Jeopardy theme every time like players got the paralysis from the panic paralysis. Start doing that.
No, that would make everything so much worse.
I know, like instantly the stress just jumps through the roof for him.
Oh, excuse me. God.
I am going to cast. Can I?
This is why I guess I'll never make it to 20. Too many options. Take turns too long.
Yeah. I might be reading this wrong, but I'm gonna cast Circle of Death.
Okay. Would you read the spell to me, please?
A sphere of negative energy ripples out in a 60-foot radius sphere. From a point within range, a creature in the area must make a con saving throw.
Ooh.
A target takes 8d6 necrotic damage on a fail, or half if he does succeed.
Necrotic damage?
Yes.
Okay. And it says a range and everything in the range?
Yeah, anything within range.
Okay. And that's what you cast?
Yeah, I'm going to cast that.
What is the the con save that?
And it is for each level I cast it higher, I get to add 2d6 to it.
Nice. So what is the con saving throw that you and me and Turth have to make?
18.
Okay. You want to roll for Turth first?
And that would be okay, cool.
Oh, I have advantage on saving throws.
Oh no!
I only got a 10 for turf.
What's the DC?
18.
18. And it's for half if you succeed. Sorry, I should have.
Yeah, it's half if you succeed.
Okay, so what's the damage?
Okay. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12,
I hope you don't kill Turth here.
13, 14. That's a lot of numbers.
It's a lot of dice, man. Can't wait to get to your turn.
10-minute ritual.
Eat it.
That'd be 53.
53 points of damage. All right. You cast Circle of Death and it just kind of explodes out with the necrotic energy.
Yep.
Is Tarfire or is Tirthalniel still alive?
Yep.
Okay.
I know, that was risky. But it's Tarfire's character.
Yeah. Tarfire's character.
Let's see. Because you're exhausted, do you roll disadvantage with him?
No, I rolled with advantage on it.
Okay. Why do you get advantage on it?
For turf?
Yeah. It was...
When do you get exhaustion? He's passed out.
He's not passed out.
I'm not passed out or incapacitated.
Because you're raging. That's why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That rage has an...
You're
that
playing
ra-
both characters right now?
Yeah, he's playing both characters right now.
Oh, she's getting it. She's
So-
all good. Oops.
What happened?
I was trying to show you.
Alright.
You can probably
Yep.
put it on the edge of the table. I think
Okay.
it has the long enough
So-
cord.
It definitely does.
So you cast that spell?
Yes.
I'm just proud of my knees.
He sits there and he gets a little. You notice that some of the skin just kind of corrodes a little bit. He looks at you and he's got a complete cocksure look on his face. He's like, "Cute. Now it's my turn." Okay. He's gonna go ahead and make 2 attacks at you.
Jab, jab.
Dice need to start behaving a little bit better than that. Does a 16 hit you?
No.
Okay. Does a 20 hit you?
Barely, yes.
Let me double check that. 14 plus 6 is 20, yeah. Barely?
Barely, but it does.
Fucking up already.
Okay, go ahead and take 21 points of damage. His hand, he takes his hand and he kind of seems to prick it with his nail, and he'll go like this, and you see there's a long stint of blood that goes out and almost becomes like a whip in his hand as he just kind of flicks his wrist, and it comes almost like, just kind of like it has a mind of its own, comes across and misses you, and then a big flaming sword just seems to appear as he goes slamming it straight into your side.
Sorry.
So you took your damage on that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and then go ahead and Tirthalniel and Tarfire both, because you guys are within range of him, take 10 points of damage, fire damage. You look down and his feet seem to be elegantly turned into black obsidian cloven hooves, and they're just melting, not melting, but kicking fire up to the area around him.
Okay.
So he's got that big grin as he stabs into you, and you feel the cut, and he says, "And tell me, what plane of existence should I send your body back to?"
You won't need to.
You talk big, Kalishtar. Let's see how it goes. We're going to pause right there for a brief second. In the meantime, Zalaria, you sitting there on the deck, or below the deck of the ship, seeing all that, you've gone through your screaming moments, you're taking your deep breaths, you're trying to gather yourself together. Seems like quite a bit of time passes before somebody finally comes on downstairs.
Actually, at the same time, she has pulled what is left of everybody's stuff into her bunk.
It's like shoveling all of it into one area.
Yep. It's all hers.
So yeah, the first mate of the World Breaker, Ott and Toyn, they're the twins. So he comes down and he's
Wait, so the first mate is 2 people?
one for night and one for day, and they're twins.
Ah.
One's got short hair, one's got long hair.
Gotcha.
So yeah, just opposite shifts. They're twins. They count as one person anyway. So
Just like Lindsay Lohan.
Ott's the short-haired one. He comes down like, and he's just like, Morning.
Oh, I'm done.
Looks over at you as you're hoarding all the stuff. Dular is sitting there pushing like a small bag of something towards the edge, like scraping it across the ground because it's too heavy. What's crew member, what are you doing?
Protecting my friend's stuff.
We're in the middle of the sea. Who's going to take it?
I don't know at this point. In all honesty, I don't think I can trust anybody.
Are you feeling all right?
I think I'm fine. I just woke up to being strangled, and then all of my friends are gone. And my first husband, whom I burned and dumped his ashes over the edge of a waterfall, is apparently alive. But yeah, I'm fine.
1 second. He goes back upstairs. A few seconds later, he comes back down. He's carrying a small cask. It looks like he's carrying it very laboriously, like it is very heavy for this for this drow. He sets it up on a thing, pops the top of it, boop, which will then make the spindle work or spout work, and he'll turn the thing on that and fill up a couple of small wooden mugs, and he hands it to you.
What is it?
In character.
Oh, it's elven wine.
She'll take the glass. She'll kind of sniff it, but she's not going to take a drink.
He drinks his wine out of a mug because he's, he still has his taste because he's a sissy elf. So he drinks a bit of it and wipes his mouth. Gets the story from you. He kind of does it like, take it from the top.
Yeah.
Obviously, as fun as it would be to go through the whole entire thing, I'm sure we'll be able to find a place-to-place backstory like that so everyone can read it. So, he goes, okay, so, you guys paid us to take you there and then, or here, and then to Davenport.
Yeah.
But where are your friends?
I don't know. They're just gone.
When Jules popped in, he did say Tirth is here on the ethereal plane.
No,
No, he didn't. He just said that he had jewels, or that he had turf.
Come and find me.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there are a couple of holes in the ship from the portable hole shenanigans.
That's true,
So,
too.
I mean, that's your one hint, I guess.
Turret trap.
We can make some Arcana rolls.
Next person that says
did you hear me?
shenanigans.
Go ahead and make me a...
What's that
If
place
you
like
don't
with the
vomit.
ritualistic?
Oh, you mean shenanigans?
Oh, actually, you can roll with advantage. He'll help you out. Ott will help you out. Nice! Nat 20, and then she assaulted the rest of the group.
Nat 20, who needs this?
Oh,
Well, if you're rolling with
it's right
advantage
there.
and you've got an natural 20, then...
That's a 13.
Yeah.
Hold on. I gotta get to my character page. I wasn't prepared. I'm sorry. And we're doing Arcana?
Alright, so
It's at least a 20.
It's a 21.
I just got a picture.
Plus
of
one,
someone
okay.
wearing a plague mask.
So you're like, I don't know, and you look over towards the side of the carnage, and in your stress, you don't know how you didn't see it before, but you see the holes, and you're like...
I mean, she was panicked earlier, so it makes sense that she isn't noticing until right now.
But you're also thinking the holes. Jules, when Jewel was the necklace, they put him in a hole.
And then threw him into a...
Click! All of a sudden, it just like
Yep.
goes together.
And she's just like, they're in, what is it, the Abyss realm? Where?
It's the ethereal
The
plane.
ethereal planes. She's like, they're on a different plane.
Okay.
And she'll like explain the whole portable hole thing, like that whole thing. And how it works.
He's like, okay, that lines up. That would work that way. Tell you what, I can help you, but it will cost you.
How do you plan on helping me?
Let's just say if I could, What kind of money would you be willing to put forth to this project?
I could probably get you about 10,000 gold.
Okay, you wouldn't be able to put half of that up front, would you?
I could.
Okay. I'll talk it over with the captain.
Okay.
Don't go crazy on
Still doesn't tell me how you're actually going to help me.
it. And he smiles real big and he's like, I'm a drow. We do great things.
That doesn't help. Do you have a way to get to an ethereal plane? Do you have a way to track my friends once you're there?
Do you?
No.
Then isn't any help better than mine?
Mm,
And he
shit.
he walks away. A few seconds later, you
That's
hear
a mic drop.
10,000 gold! Everybody batten down the hatches! Be prepared!
You hear like people start batting down the hatches. He says,
Get ready to sail!
and then like you hear people moving up, and they're all like running through and everywhere else. People come down and you guys are in like you hear the cannon room above because you're in like the hold portion. You hear the cannons get rolled away and the hatches get placed down, and then you hear Ott say, "Where to, Captain?" And he goes,
To the far reaches! Let's go!
and you notice all of a sudden the walls of the whole place, like even on the inside, it's like mercury starts like pouring in from every crack and starts to like kind of start leveling up to it. You hear a and you look out the portal just a second, you see the sea go by. Everything just gets suddenly silent.
She's
And
like
then
gonna
there's
grab Dular real quick and she's gonna hold him. She's just like, what the fuck?
And then it just all of a sudden turns into a rush of multicolored light as you see the world outside itself seems to kind of bend and turn.
What
And
was
then
in this
There's just this
wine?
huge bright flash
Oh, dang.
and then
Oh,
blackness with nothing but small colors every now and then. Your body feels strange, like it's getting like, you feel when all of a sudden a thunderstorm hits and like you feel that pressure physically actually push against you.
Yeah.
When you leave and get up top, you look and the whole ship looks drastically different. The sails themselves almost look gossamer, how they're kind of see-through, and the entire deck of the ship and sides and everything else all look to be made of like a quicksilver kind of material. All the people are walking around and you see this vastness and you look over and you look at the river or the ocean itself and it's just made of this reflective kind of like surface, like quicksilver itself, which matches the ship. And then you look over at Odd, who just kind of smiles. He's like, "You said half up front, so Captain was all about it."
And where exactly did we go?
Welcome, my dear, to the Ethereal Sea!
And he'll point out towards it.
She's just like, holy shit.
That is something that I didn't expect you guys to see out of the World Breaker. I'm like, they're not going to go ethereal jump or anything like that, but strange places with players. So then they're like, all right, so where are we headed?
That I don't know. I'm gonna have to figure out how to find my friends.
And you're serious about the rest of this 10K?
I am serious. You might have to wait until you get me back to Dathersport to get the rest, but I do have it.
I think I know just the place, but it's going to be a pit stop.
Okay,
Sound good?
sure.
You see that it'll crest across
Nice
the
one,
sea,
Terry.
and it actually starts picking up into the sky itself, and go through. And every now and then, like, you'll notice that the stars, rocks, everything that's in this empty vastness just moves by in an incredible speed. And then it'll kind of pop out and start to circle real close to what looks to be a silver it's almost like a floating coin made of silver swirling energy, and it flips in strange ways. And you look, and they're using some very advanced looking magical compass bullshit to kind of find and allocate and get an algorithm to it. And the first mate Ott says, "This should be one of the mouths that should equal, or it should get us to the temple." And he's like, "And they still owe us a favor?" Says, "Yep. Pretty sure they do."
The temple? Which temple?
I may have done a favor or two for a church that follows a god that's not really like okay to follow and openly.
Which one?
The Church of Bahamut. Are you familiar with it?
Would she be?
Interesting enough, I thought you guys texted about this.
I actually did not talk to you about it. It's the order my character is from. Mother Ivory would know about them at least.
Okay. So then Zaleria would most likely know anyway. Cool.
Surely you've at least heard about them.
Yeah.
So yeah, he'll look over at you.
You good, man? What you drunk?
My calf.
Oh no. She'll be like, "Oh, I've met a cleric or two from there."
Okay. Have you ever been to one of the planes of existence of a god?
No, I'm not religious at all. Very much.
You might become after this.
Yeah, it's kind of a new thing that's starting to develop, actually.
You're all talking a lot. Why are we not going? And it'll like start to sail into it. And when it goes into the coin, it just expands. And you look and you see this beautiful, beautiful world. Everything seems to be made of like marble, beautiful marble, and the skies swirl with metallic dragons. I'll get to that description in a moment. Jonathan.
Yes. Over this way.
I think you need to drink some more soda.
What's up? Oh, to wake
No,
up?
I'm pretty sure that was intentional.
Yeah, it was definitely intentional for the yoke.
Actually, we should probably quickly take a smoke break, then we'll come back, get to what they're doing, pull you guys into. Is that cool?
That's fine with me.
Alright.
Smoke break.
Smoke break.
BRB.
Fuck him.
Alright,
Here we go.
so, Mickey,
Mickey.
you're face to face with this towering shadow with huge extended shadow limbs. Like, you know when a shadow gets cast real long?
Yeah.
How it like takes your body and makes it look like you have super long legs and arms? It's almost like that, but it's three-dimensional, like it's upright. It has two burning coals of hatred for eyes. And it's just got this big smile of that same burning kind of red crossed from ear to ear. It says, "So, you weren't the one I wanted, but fine. Shall we do this? Someone did us quite a favor to get you all here.
I'm not the one you get. Right. If I ain't the one you want, I'm not the one you get.
We could always make this interesting if you wanted.
Don't.
Straight into the point. Basic fighting.
What do you want?
To sow the seeds of chaos through all places and eventually ascend to become a god through worshippers. That's what I want. What is it that you want, little human?
That's what you desire.
Yes.
I just want a caravan for me, Mom.
He gets a great big smile. He says, "Okay." And
I just want the caravan.
he says, "I take it you'll need time to prepare, puny one."
Oh, that is a personal attack, my dude. That's a personal attack. And my guy is just like asking me to prepare. What are you having me prepare for?
Well, year end, of course.
That's just like your opinion, man.
He waves his hand and you see a small cluster of shadows seems to go three-dimensional in front of you. And when it sinks back down, it turns into the shadow of a candle that's lit and fairly low. Says you have until that flame blows out to prepare.
That's paradoxical.
That does sound paradoxical. Is there oxygen in this place? How's
No oxygen.
the flame?
One of the rules of this place. Are you asking out of character?
Just asking.
Are you asking in character or out of character?
Sure.
Okay. Out of character, I'll tell you later. In character, what are you doing?
Yes. The flame? There's a flame.
Mm-hmm.
And I have until that guy. He's being all cryptic and shit. You get to the point. I lean in and blow the fucking candle out.
All right. That's my Mickey. Roll me initiative.
What do you mean?
And then what is your
Fuck
passive
you.
perception?
I don't give a shit what
In
you
classic Mickey fashion. Like, that's one of the reasons why I was
Fuck
so,
your candle.
it's one of the reasons I was so excited he was going to meet Soth. Because Soth is like, you guys met him before,
Yeah.
you know. And like
Killed
broody,
Alvin.
prim, and proper,
We
and,
didn't
but a trickster all in the same breath.
Passive perception.
They're probably gonna be here.
No shit.
It'll be on your main main sheet. Essentially. Oh,
What?
abilities.
Ability.
Yeah, the top one.
Mm-hmm.
And then underneath that, senses, passive perception.
I'm gonna take it.
At 13.
All right, dice, you're fucking done. So, just behind
for
you,
13. 13. And then put that with my initiative.
Dice jokes.
I got a built-in one.
Did they
Kinda super
change
fancy.
hours to where you have
Tomorrow.
24 hours?
19
Tomorrow.
and
My trap.
Oh,
yeah.
our store's never been open 24 hours.
Awesome. So 19
We
for your
always close
initiative.
at midnight.
I got you.
You said 19 for your
But they
initiative,
don't
right?
show GP hours, which I'm
Okay.
thankful for.
With your passive perception, you notice
Only
that
doing
your own
orders
shadow,
from 11 to
that when you
now,
blew it
instead of from
out,
7 to 7.
you had a shadow cast behind you,
Yeah.
and the shadow itself raised into a copy of what looks to be him, and is right behind you. You get to go first.
It says two comments.
What are you doing?
No comments.
Boopy. What am I doing? Because I get to go first.
Yep.
Oh.
You're fast and you're too perceptive for him to get one in on you,
I do an insight check.
if you wish, and that's a free action.
I do wish.
Oh my god, that's great.
I'll get to cast it at that.
Is that you at work?
No.
I saw the crucible.
Those are the comments.
I guess I don't
I don't know why
An
they're
eight?
not showing
What are you trying to discern from it?
Dang.
What he's getting at?
Yeah.
It seems like he's going to try to kill you.
I'm just trying to size him up to see
He's-
why. I know he wants to kill
He
me.
mentioned that he was paid quite a bit of money to get you guys here, so
Yeah.
you're guessing part
But
of
I'm
the
not
deal
who he
was to kill
wants.
you.
Yeah, so I'm just trying to see why
These are my two
doesn't the
favorites, though.
plan change? Why is he so bent on having the same exact plan even though the variables have changed?
You
Because
can
that's
guess.
not a wise idea to do if you're a bad guy, is what I'm trying to get at.
You can guess that it's probably something along the lines of you're all going to sit down at the same table and you're all going to eat,
And whatever.
and he wanted to sit at the head of the table.
type of damage.
Just because he's not at the head of the table doesn't mean
Very
he's not
random. And then
You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
You get that kind of impression that if you guys were paid, if they were paid in some way, shape,
There
or
we go.
form
that's a
Yeah.
Tarfire's
to be in the right
go-to.
spot when you guys got here and to fucking with you guys,
Yeah.
you
I
can
wrap
tell
my
he's-
arm around him and I go, let's me, you, and this guy have a conversation, and I kind of turn him around towards the shadow of himself that's behind me. So now I'm facing both of them. Well, he's on my side because I have my arm wrapped around him, and we are both facing the shadow. Let's talk. What are we getting at here? And I want to ask him directly. What the fuck are we getting at here?
The gentle action will surprise the creature, and again, the smile gets even bigger. Takes up almost the majority of the face at this point.
Good.
And his
Good-looking
copy
guy like
seems to
yourself.
do too. You move it, and he says, "This is interesting."
I'm all about self-preservation. Let's have a word.
at a ninth
It's
level
okay.
or whatever.
I will enact this as his
And
turn.
then
He will do
If I
something.
keep concentration on it, I can cast it at level 1 without using this spell.
He's going to cast a spell and
Thanks
hold it
to
in
him.
his hands.
I realize that it's a concentration
Your insight was
spell,
what, a 13?
not that. Just
He
one
is
spell.
holding Dispel Magic. It's not a counter spell. There's a difference.
Dispel magic, just in case I try something fucky.
in case Dispel Magic is typically used to, like, if you cast Mirror Image, he would cast this to knock your Mirror Image off.
In case I something fucking.
So he'll hold his hand up and you see a motive shadow just kind of glow as a spell, but you're like, that's got enough properties to be Dispel Magic. Just, you note it.
Yeah.
And he,
I know my share.
yeah. So he sits there and holds it and he says, okay. By all means,
You
let's
heard
stop.
some of the things I've done with Starfire.
Okay.
Here and there, yeah.
This is where you tell me what I can do for
I
you.
used create
what you
on
can do
fire
for me.
in a coal pit.
Can you?
Apparently,
Coal
cards
mine.
are in your deck, so cards are in your hand. What's up?
Well, there are many
We were
things that someone
on
such as me
cards.
would like.
Railroad
I want
cards.
worshippers.
And we had
Can you
people
give me
come up
worshippers?
beside us, and I used thunderclap.
I could spread
destroy
words, but I
everything.
can't. I can't.
You got that gold?
Can't force
I
people to worship
do things and then think about
a
it
deity
later.
or non-deity.
Like I did it. And I'm
What
like,
if I?
That's not my place.
maybe I should.
And what
use
if I
that.
could give? What if I could give you that ability?
Is this Mickey taking his first level of Warlock?
What if you could give me the ability to make people worship you?
I could give you the ability to make people bend to your every whim, as long as you eventually bent them towards my worship. You could have money, lovers.
Sign the Book of the Beast. Sign the Book of the Beast.
Hashtag would you like to live deliciously?
This entices me. Tell me more.
Okay. What is it that you What is it that you desire, Mickey O'Neill?
The caravan for me, ma. I'm a man of simple ways, simple desires.
The one next to you will start casting a spell. And a huge shadow will develop
Oh
over
shit,
here.
is this a caravan? Fuck!
It's huge, and the shadow is just immense, and it suddenly turns into a shape of a caravan.
Fucking A.
Very detailed. Even the wood itself, you can see the stitching on all of the cover, the canvas covering it,
Oh, yeah.
and it gets an opaque, like it almost looks like you're looking at something on a black and white TV. It is devoid of color, and then he'll let the shadows fall from it, and it falls literally just like if light were to hit it, and the shadows were to retreat from it.
Yeah.
It is a solid gold caravan with jewels all running up and down it.
This is all Mickey's ever wanted. The caravan for his ma.
He says, "Is if that's
You
all
send
it
the
takes."
caravan to my ma, and you show me that my ma has the fucking caravan, and you got yourself a deal. Give me the powers, I'll make people worship you.
Signing deals is more of a devil thing to do.
Yeah.
I'm a demon. We do
Okay.
it a little differently.
Okay.
Oh, so hold
So
up.
you're saying you can't get the caravan to my ma?
Oh,
you
no.
can only make it?
No, I can definitely get it to your mother. I'll even make sure that you're there to give it to her yourself.
Oh shit, that sounds pretty sweet. Cause I'm not liking this place.
But instead of signing a deal, I pretty much have to have your soul. So, I'll take you to your mother now with the caravan. The minute you give it to her, you belong to me.
By free roam? By free roam?
I will let you
I ain't
so
trying to,
much chaos.
I'm not trying to suckle on your tit. Like, you know what I mean? I want to get out and do some shit. I can't have things looking like a certain, looking a certain way.
When you
know.
die, you become one of us.
It's fine.
Good. He then will raise his hands and all the he'll drop that spell, cast darkness. It'll cover this whole thing, this whole blockade. And when it ebbs back in, you're out about on the hillside, overlooking a set of a tribe. And he is just a simple cloaked figure. When you look in on the face, like there's no face. It's just this blank, shadowy thing. It's like you put shadow in a cloak.
I've seen those things at Party City. It's just like a hood with a black thing.
Yeah, real cheesy, kind of thing. And then he goes, and you look behind you, and you see the caravan itself. And he says, probably would do to have some horses, wouldn't it?
She could use some horses.
and he'll pull back the cloak, and a pair of nightmares will come careening out from the darkness itself.
Oh, that's BA.
He says, "Only through my link with the others of the order can I do this." But what the hell?
Are you telling me Homeboy just got 2 Arvax?
No, they're not like that spell. He wasn't there for that. There is an Arvac spell, pretty much word for word in this edition of D&D. He has 2 shadow mirrors.
Okay. That's
pretty cool, though.
They'll go on over to the thing, and suddenly you'll see shadows that appear out of almost nowhere. Will come from the shadows itself and latch around and just lock the horses into place. The horses belch fire. Their manes are completely lit afire. Their hooves burn and look like they've been sharpened and cloven. But they split the hoof. They're not a split hoof animal. It looks like they've split the hoof and then filed it to sharp points. They have sharp incisors like their carnivores too.
Okay.
Then he hands you over the reins.
Only time Terry Trolls know what it means.
Alright.
Okay, I take the reins.
See you soon.
Sweet. Now, what happens? You describe it.
You take it down to your mom?
I'm gonna take the fucking caravan to my mom. Get out of here.
You take the caravan down. Walk up.
Where is it going down?
Down the hillside.
Oh, there's a hillside.
Yeah, I said you're overlooking a hillside overlooking the trial.
Okay. Cool.
When you pass into town, I want you to picture almost silent, but like music playing in the background as Mickey's walking through, as the rest of the tribe like
Bonanza music.
That sounds more like Barracuda.
No? Or describe it. Kind of music. I got horses and I'm fucking riding in a caravan. To me, it sounds like,
The background
I would
music
think
is
that's
the
what would be
bad
playing.
recorder cover of My Heart Will Go On.
Man. What kind of music? I can feel the ambiance.
just a slow, quiet thrum that's going on through the air.
Sound depressing?
No, just
Sound
more,
triumphant.
just more like. Yes, trolls. There are many other kinds of music that would be very funny here. Remember that I can
figure
describe.
out funny. I'm trying to figure out what's going on with me, my guy.
You're just walking through.
What's the tone I'm hearing?
It's just
You know how in movies they have certain music that sets the cadence?
Yeah.
That's what I'm looking for.
I mean, I could send you the song I'm thinking of if that helps. Would you like that? I can't do it now because you like where there are other people and we got to get to combats and shit.
Okay, fine. Music's playing. I'm going over the hillside.
Slowly walking through the people. The people are separating because nightmares are scary creatures. But a lot of people give you the salute of power because obviously you have tamed a set of nightmares and you have a solid gold caravan with gem incrustations on it. When you get to the tattered remains of what seems to be your mom's camp, the regular flag that she has above her tent to represent her, she comes out, looks at you. She has that big floppy hat that you hate on. Mickey?
And I hug her and I go, Ma, what the
She hugs
hell are
you?
you wearing this hat for? And I throw the hat and I bring her in close for a hug.
You throw the hat, it goes and it slides ever so slightly across the nightmare's hooves and it will combust. And you just keep kicking on as you hug her. She sits there and she's so warm and she's like, What are you doing?
I brought you a caravan.
She looks up, it's beautiful. Then she sees the nightmares and you see her eyes get really wide.
Okay.
Are they okay?
They're okay for you.
This is mine.
It's yours.
The minute that you say that, you feel your inside gets cold.
Nice.
You know you're no longer your own.
Yeah, it's Mentos, bitch.
She walks over and she'll put her hand onto the horse, gently go across it, all non-flaming parts, and she lets her hand go across the platinum and silver and gold of the caravan itself. You've done well for yourself, I can see.
I done well for you, Ma.
You must be a king.
I tussle like the dirt with my foot. No, not a king.
Why be a king?
Just but a servant.
Go.
Think not. Why be a king when you can be a god?
She runs over and she throws her arms around you, and the rest of the day can be spent where she's constantly just saying, I just don't know how you did it. How did you do it?
And we just, and I insist that we just have drinks and reminisce on old times and try to keep her happy, but not knowing of what it is or what it is. She just needs to benefit from it, kind of deal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I notate that when he felt that cold lock, he liked it.
Yeah.
He fucking liked it. It felt good. It felt right.
Exactly.
It felt real.
I mean,
you know what I mean? He felt connected.
The more we go,
More
into
connected to something than he has
the
with
less
his whole
true
entire
neutral I
life.
feel Mickey is.
So let me ask you, that night,
This is the feeling.
I think he's definitely
that he
doing like
feels
lawful
when he
evil right now.
Gifted his mom the one thing.
yeah, you were actually able to do it, kind of thing.
Right.
Maybe a
Where are you going to spend the night?
I'm gonna spend the night with my mom.
Doing what the shadow
Well, not
man
like
is
spending the
saying.
night with
That's
my mom,
my
but
No, I know.
like we're just gonna hang out and fire and foods and whatnot, and I'm just not even
Yeah.
just kind of in bliss.
She gets up in the middle of the night, and you wake up a little bit, and she goes and she says, you can still hear there's drinking going on and everything else. And she's like, I'm going to take another look at the horses.
Yeah.
And she goes, you fall back asleep.
I'm assuming the horses are safe. They're not
Yeah.
gonna give me some fucking shit when I'm doing them a favor. They're doing me a favor. That's just the way it works.
True.
As long as I'm playing ball, everything's okie dokie.
When you wake up in the morning, you don't hear the usual sounds of the caravan at all.
I know the usual sounds the caravan makes.
Yeah.
You've only had it for like a day. Not even.
No, the caravan, the other people.
Oh, okay, yeah.
They're not making breakfast. They're not still partying.
Okay.
It's just quiet. Your mom's not there.
Weird.
It's quiet.
It's quiet.
Too.
Okay. Is it too quiet?
Yeah, like normally there'd be like breaking camp makes a lot of noise, but it's mostly the partying that gets you up.
Yeah. Fucking look around. See. Tussle some fucking leaves. See what's going on here. Where's my mom?
Crazy at first.
You leave.
Do I see the caravan?
You look out. You do see the caravan. It looks like people have pulled a lot of gems off of it
Wow, bitches.
and broken pieces of it off.
Fucking cunts.
And the entire time that you're doing that, you see laying in a pool of her own blood is your mother.
Oh, some bitch. My mom died.
And you hear a voice say, that's the thing about wealth, I guess. The minute that you give it up, other people get jealous. You never can tell what people will do for wealth, right? Couldn't even take the whole caravan. What's weird is he comes from the same enclosed space you were just in.
Yeah.
Like the same tent.
Yeah. I kill him.
You go to raise your hand and cast a spell
I'm
out.
gonna shoot him in the fucking face.
You go and you grab your gun and you go to point, and suddenly you're noticing you're pointing it at your own head. He says, oh no, I own your soul.
It's that guy?
There's not a single thing you can do.
It's that guy?
Yeah. Just shadowy form.
Then I don't want to fucking kill him.
Okay, I apologize.
That's my fucking homie.
Yeah.
I thought it was just some fucking random twat. I'm not gonna kill my homie. Like, he didn't fucking cause her to die. He just gave me the best of the best. The assholes that fucking killed her are the ones who fucking
Right.
did it. So I'm gonna ask if he knows who did it. Where can I find him?
He says, I could and will give you their names and have you track them down. I just think we need to do a minor altercation of your powers.
Oh, cool.
And at that point, he'll reach over and touch you, and you'll see your own shadow seems to like soak into your body. Same kind of music plays, I'll play you later. Goes up and encapsulates you. And at that point, Mickey will become a full-on warlock.
Ooh.
No more.
Eerie musics.
Yeah.
Eerie musics. And by the way, I don't want them to die. I want them to be his slaves.
I mean,
Like
totally.
forever, like the worst fate possible.
No, the next question is, as this part of the story arc, do you still want to play Mickey and have him run around with these guys also trying to get revenge as you remake your character as a warlock? Or do you want to have this be an off-camera kind of thing? They get updates on, or they'll see happen throughout the day, or throughout their days? How do you...
I don't care how you want to do it.
Why don't we think about that? But that, just for that little arc right there...
How you want to do it. I just notate that he drops one tear. You know, it doesn't. He's not going to show too much emotion about it.
Just bury him on.
Yeah,
2 tears.
he still has that warm feeling of that cold feeling. You know what I mean? You know, he's basically at peace with his mom.
You were still able to give her what you wanted.
Right. She got what she wanted. She was proud of him. You know what I mean? It's people die every day.
Okay. So closing that scene real quick. Haley, there you are, sitting there as the beast that looms over you is Bonham's old god.
Yeah.
Sitting there with absolutely nothing but hate and rage as it sits there, staring at you. I'll just have to find a good way to vent my frustration on you, since I can't get to him. As he touches the body and won't shock him. Or reaches out to touch the body and will shock him.
Uh-huh.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
Looming over you, this huge, terrifying beast. Oops. What do you do?
I'm still grappled in the manacles, so I'm gonna try to break out of the manacles again.
Okay.
Disadvantage because of exhaustion.
Fuck you.
Oh.
That one.
Right. That one. He sits there watching you struggle.
You asked Zach if you still have the level of exhaustion
Yeah, I know.
before the session.
Shut your mouth.
So
Shut your mouth. Alright, so I don't break free from the grapples. So I'm gonna protect him.
Look, I like watching you try to fight your way out of those chains.
I'm sure you do.
So is
You're
the-
not gonna get him.
Oh, I'm not? He says, well, maybe after I've taken your skin apart and worn it around my flesh, can I pick him up then? As he raises his terrifying looking, it looks to be like a shoulder blade of a long dead beast.
Uh-huh.
He raises it in the air and comes crashing down towards you. You see the blade, and as you're sitting there fighting your chains and you're debating what to do, you look up and he takes it and he just raises it in the air and comes crashing down towards you. And it comes ever so close. You're going to take quite a bit of damage. If it wasn't for a sudden ching of the blade when you close your eyes. When you open your eyes, you see Bonham radiating all this like electrical static energy, this white, brilliant white light.
Uh-huh.
And very similar to how his goddess has shown up in various ways, or like you saw Nyx as like a Valkyrie.
Mm-hmm.
He would be a very Norse-looking, not Viking, but more like Viking king, warrior. Not a barbarian per se, but in that very much that style.
Okay.
Glowing and right next to you.
I proceed to kind of kick her manacles so they break,
Mm-hmm.
and I cast a circle of life on myself, And I draw my Holy Avenger and ready my shield.
Okay. At that point, I'll need an initiative out of you guys.
Not out of me.
I've been waiting for this for like the whole week.
I've been like, oh my god, I'm so fucked.
I know, and the entire time.
I've been so fucked.
We'd be fucked. Pretty much the minute that the game was done, I'm like, no, this guy's not gonna let this happen when there's a conduit of one of her angels right there. I should totally do this. He's got unfinished business anyway.
I got an 18.
Gotta punch God in
18?
the
I
face.
got 20.
You don't have anything for your initiative?
No.
You got a 20, Haley?
Yes.
And I'm rolling pretty shit. I got a 19. Alright, so as he slams down and it reflects off and you kick off her manacles and all that, and then you cast that spell, he goes, "How is this possible? How are you here?" No matter. And then he gets ready to do battle. Haley, you're up though. You got just a split second before they do.
Alrighty.
God is better
So, bonus action, I'm gonna cast Mage Armor on myself. Give me that nice extra two things. I already have it.
Roll me your wild magic.
Now he wants to pay attention to wild
No,
magic.
every fucking time. Yeah!
This only happens if you roll a 1.
Oh no!
What happens?
Let's spin wheel of wild magic.
What's behind door number 1?
Wheel of magic.
66 is.
You open up a portal to another dimension.
That's some good cosplay. That's some good cosplay. Man, hey, look at the cosplay.
Ooh, up to
It's fucking
3.
nice.
That is nice.
Up to 3
Fucking
creatures that I choose within 30 feet take 4 d10 of lightning damage.
Oh shit!
This is up to
Up to 3
that you choose.
that
Good
I
old spray and
choose.
pray, you know what I mean?
Spray and pray.
Oh my god, those look fire.
Roll it.
I'm working on it. All of my dice got stolen from me.
Yeah,
You
somebody
need to
over
take
here
damage.
needed 20d6.
Alright.
Hey, I wanted to do something everybody's wanted to do.
So obviously
Drop a
it's going
fireball
directly
at
at
level
him.
7.
20 points!
Of hold.
Lightning.
William.
F is for
The
friends
first
who
time that's
stuck
ever
together, U is for you
So I don't
and
cast
me.
Mage Armor on myself, but
And U is for
Instead.
you.
Well, you know.
Anytime.
The lightning that's arcing off your body, her wild.
that burns down the whole town.
but that was just a bonus action.
U is for your.
So I'm gonna like see the lightning arc off of from my wild magic and I'm like, well that's never
Sounds
happened before. I don't quite know how to deal with this, so how about I
Channeling chaotic energy. Take damage.
yeah.
Like Bob's Chaos Gem.
Right. Alright, I'm like, let's didn't happen before.
So
Should I try it again? Yeah, I definitely need that extra armor, so I'm gonna try and cast Mage Armor on myself again.
Okay.
I say try because obviously wild magic. Yay, I don't cast wild magic. And so cast Mage Armor on myself.
But this
That's
time
a
as
full-
a
as a full action.
Yeah,
Yeah,
full
I'm
action.
not wasting another one.
Wait, it works though. You still got. You basically got a free spell out of it.
Yeah. And then like your body, your things, I guess.
New body, your
Alright.
As you secretly
And-
get blue tattoos up your arm.
I'm like just looking at Bonham, completely and totally amazed now.
No.
All right. So at that point, it's the creature's turn.
And now Haley will take her first level in cleric as she fangirls over Bonham, her religious senpai.
That's weird.
That would be weird.
There we go.
That's a little warm in
Oh boy.
Turd?
It's
No.
your turn. Oh.
For Tarf.
No, it's the
Oh,
creature's
I
turn.
got you.
He got a 19?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And he will be an asshole.
Of course.
And he will cast the spell magic on you.
Well, when we go to taverns and stuff.
Any spell 3rd level or lower ends. Let's see. Let me double check one thing real quick.
That sucks.
One creature, so I will pick Haley.
Your dog was chasing
Because I'm willing to bet that was a 3rd level spell.
The dog doesn't even have mice.
Okay.
But it does count since it was a, or lower. It was
Okay.
only a first level
Yeah.
spell.
Oh man.
Okay. So, boom. We'll go ahead and do that.
I super squishy now.
You what?
I sound super squishy now.
Please.
Right.
Mm-hmm. It's scary. Especially with someone being up in your girl skillet.
Okay. Sadly, that means that's all he can do that particular turn. So, like, she starts going, and he just looks on over, cracks his knuckles, and you see it just kind of thooms out and kills the spell on her as he just keeps looking you in the eye. He's like, "Bring it. Let's see the gifts your impotent god has given."
So,
Damn, this is the same dude?
No.
Is this my
Different.
homie?
No.
This is a different guy? Okay.
No, this is his old god.
Oh,
I look at
damn.
him right in the eyes and I yell as loud as I fucking can for an intimidation.
Bring it.
You got this.
I'm lucky. That's a 26.
Nice.
A 26 to be intimidating. He looks at you, and he's pretty convinced that you're a scary thing to fuck with.
Mm.
Okay. I wouldn't say he's necessarily afraid of you, though.
And then I'm going to cast Searing Smite at a 5th level.
Okay. Bring it. What's that do?
The next time you hit a creature with a melee weapon attack during the spell's duration, your weapon flares with white-hot intensity, and the attack deals an extra 1d6 fire damage to the target and causes the target to ignite in flames. And at higher levels, when you cast this spell using an extra spell slot of 2nd level or higher, the initial extra damage dealt by the attack increases by 1d6 for each slot.
Okay. That's fun.
And then I'm going to swing on him with my Holy Avenger.
Bring the pain.
Yes!
Because that was a bonus action. if I
Fuck him
said.
up!
How's the pain, motherfucker?
It's coming.
I'm lucky.
You're lucky.
You're very lucky
Okay.
today.
Okay. That is a 21 to hit.
Well, 21?
Yes.
You hit.
So then that is 1d8. That's the 8, right?
Mm.
8 looks like this.
Okay.
You also get the d6
Oh
for.
my god. Oh my god.
That is 10 points of normal damage.
Okay. Do you have a magical weapon?
It's
Yes.
the Holy Avenger.
Is it silvered?
Negative.
Section from non-magical attacks that aren't silvered. Okay. But that means that magical does affect it. So 10, you said?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Boom! You slice into the critter.
That was
But
just
that was
the
the normal. That
normal.
was-
He's rolling for a fire.
Yeah, hold on. Give me a
And
sec.
then...
You said 5th level.
Yes. So is that 6? 66?
What's it say?
When you cast a spell using a spell slot of second level or higher, the initial extra damage. Yeah.
And you did it at 5th level, correct?
If you make it.
It should say like where.
I think you make.
It should say somewhere else.
Yeah. So
Like,
scroll down to your spells.
Like it's
Where you do
2020,
it
we're
at
allowed a
fifth.
little.
Yeah, 5d6. Okay.
Honey.
Yeah, you have all my d6s, that's right.
Can I get a bowl?
Oh shit! Not the kind of bowl I thought.
Yeah.
Damn, D4.
Good roll.
6 plus 6 plus 6 plus 3.
19, 20, 21.
You can math.
Yeah, I can math these sixes pretty good. I told you, when it comes to gaming, my education goes way up. Like early with the planes, that's astrophysicist shit. YouTube, the astrophysicist shit. And apparently I'm a genius when it comes to gaming and nothing else. And I'm a tard fish out of gaming. That's it. Alright. That's it? That's a fuck ton of damage in one go, bro. Let's run through one more, and then see how the rest of this goes. Haley, you're up.
Alright, so... really want to play this game, I see. I'm gonna take my Rod of Maximize out and click it.
Bring it. You click it.
I rolled an 11%, so it breaks this turn.
You get it, though, but it does break.
Alright, how many rounds?
You got 3 uses out of it, though. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you had a good run with that item.
I only get 1 round of Maximize, so I
Oh,
better
God.
make...
Better make.
Broken.
Go ahead and re-roll that since it broke.
The 4? 4 rounds.
Yes.
Alright. So, then, click the Rod of Maximize. I'm going to bonus action Misty. Just write it on it too. Is it just one?
The longest turns in the world. We're all doing it, too. It's not just you guys. Also me.
We're literally fighting for our lives here.
You guys are always doing that.
Ah!
Never split the party.
I mean, this wasn't done intentionally.
No, it wasn't.
That's just how it be sometimes, Chief.
Hopefully this music doesn't play. I can send it to Jonathan. It's YouTube. Deal with it, Jonathan.
Fucking hate YouTube links.
I don't care, dude.
YouTube
All I've
links are
got.
fucking garbage.
That's all I got.
Send it on Spotify.
It's not on Spotify.
Well, then it's not worth a listen.
Your face isn't worth a listen.
Yeah, but it's worth a seat.
I'm sorry, when did you become a hipster?
Oh!
Whoa!
Alright, so I
Whoa.
will cast Scorching Ray
Fucking no cap.
at
Scorching
Scorching Ray at a 4th level. And that would be 3 bolts.
The 3 rays firing off from the single hand.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like a reverberation. Not reverberation. It's almost like a recoil, like if it were from a shotgun.
Right. Alright, I got 2 17s.
Okay.
And then 1 28. 2 17s and 1 28.
He will voluntarily accept the attack.
Okay.
The devil stands there, and as each one of your scorches go across it, it scorches the bone and burns straight through.
Mm-hmm.
You hit it with all the maximize and everything else, and he looks over at Bonham and he goes, "Have you taught her nothing of us devils? We live in fire." But please, by all means, keep going.
It would have still been 36 points. I don't know if it's
He's
higher.
immune to 'em.
He's immune? Okay.
Literally,
Well, I'm
doesn't-
fucked because all my shit is fire.
same problem Mr. Dress had.
Yeah.
So yeah,
That's -1 round.
he's going to. Well, that's not going to help any. That's no fun. Are you like grilling right now? Like hardcore grilling? Alright, he's going to go ahead and attack both of you. And I'll attack. And then I'll make a grapple attack against you. Okay. What's wrong?
Fine.
A 14 doesn't hit you.
Fuck no.
There you go. You synced it. You can't unseat it.
Oh,
Right.
you want to grapple, so a
Yeah, and
post
opposed.
acrobatics.
Also does
Yeah,
a.
why? Why would you get that tattooed on yourself?
Does 16 hit you?
A 16,
that?
yeah, because he just spelled my major
Awesome.
armor.
On fucking acid.
You'll take
Who
13
has
points
been
of
taking
damage.
acid and never been sober for like the last
And then
7
17
years.
poison
Acid-laced
damage.
meth?
Yeah.
And you have to make me a Constitution save.
Last
it's
thing they do
it's
before they go
17
sleep.
Yeah, I
first
can
thing
repeat
they
any of
wake
these. It's
I got
13
it.
physical.
Just
I got
straight
it.
up been riding the same
then a
high
con
for
save.
7 years. Like,
As soon as they feel go down the bed, just fucking railing of it.
15?
only at that point could a tattoo like that sound like a good idea.
DC 14s or become poison. I'm sorry, can you not hear me? Because some people are laughing really loud. Is that what it is? It's a Constitution 14.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
so I saved.
Okay, yeah.
It was a
So you're AC on that. Now it's the opposed. Ooh, how many HP are you at?
I got a. That's a 19 for my opposed.
I got a 22.
Oof.
He goes ahead and he will grab Haley.
I'm okay for the moment.
So he sits there and he
One
makes
more
a
of those hits and I probably won't be.
right. Yeah, he
I'm
makes
pretty
a
bloody.
he makes a call attempt, a quick little feint attack at Bonham basically, and then he takes his hit like a little spear kind of thing and swings at Haley and swings at Haley with his tail. I apologize, and it hammers in, and that's when she gets poisoned, and he just reaches over and grabs. So that's
Yoink.
my turn. It's your turn.
I can still cast spells while grappled though.
Oh shit. Well, since this motherfucker is immune to fire, I'll hit him with some ice. I want to cast Ice Storm on him
Oh, Ice Storm! It's one of my favorites.
at the D4 or at the 4th level.
Yeah, I figured you didn't mean it at the D4, bro. So see, I'm trying to remember if I roll the save against that, or if that's a
Yeah,
hit.
you have to make a Dex 18.
I fail.
Okay, sweet. Okay.
Oh, I do get advantage on magical checks. You said Dex?
Yes.
15.
Okay. So that is 2d8 and 4d6.
That's a fucking reaction too. I'm thinking.
Triangle.
No, it's
Oh my gosh.
That is a 14 bludgeoning damage.
He doesn't seem to take the bludgeoning damage as hard as you would imagine.
Panda, you're getting compliments on your Groot painting in chat.
Which one? Oh, the Groot one?
Yeah.
And 11 points of cold damage.
Nice.
too bad this one's not on stream.
Yeah.
All right. So, what else you got? We're gonna smoke break after this, and then we'll cut
That's
back
fine.
to you.
Yeah, no, you're good.
I still have an attack, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah. I'm gonna swing my Holy Avenger at him again.
Swing, bada, 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 swing.
That is a 29 to hit.
29 does hit.
29.
Like, it also kind of slaps my dick hard. Like, whack!
Just the tip.
Just the tip.
Just twist and punch tip.
And that is 12 points of slashing damage. Yeah, slashing damage.
But that's with a magical sword, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Every single attack that you're making against this creature looks very much like Pumpkinhead. Have you ever seen that movie? When we take the smoke break real quick, look it up on your phone. Like if you can get a clip, especially, that's very much what I imagine a Bone Devil looks like.
Pumpkinhead?
Yeah, it's a movie from one of my heroes, Stan Winston, but it's very creepy and haunting in how the creature looks very bony, but also very fleshy. So anyway, but every single hit that you do with your sword, you notice is really, like, he retches with the pain. He squeals with this high-pitched sound. It sounds like he just can't take the holy energy that is you. As each attack that goes into it, you're used to hearing him speak in your head. You're used to sitting there while he subjugates you and your kind. Now, you just know that your victory will be at hand. You're just doing too much. This new angel body that your soul has gone into, or has become essentially, when you ascended, like, it feels good, man. It's your pure unholy energy is just amazing. Anything else you got for me this time? Bonham? You cannot lie in front of Bonham. It's one of the things about the type of angel that he's become. It's like
That's
they
cool.
say they can detect no one can speak a lie to this angel.
Alright. Valerie cannot go near you.
So that's all you got?
Yeah, that's all Valerie has is lies.
No We're gonna take a quick smoke break.
The Bone Devil, how to
here.
kill it.
This is today.
How do
Okay.
I kill this guy?
They don't have to choose to speak.
Okay.
I'll show you. I'll also grab the monster manual as you look
No,
up.
actually, I'm gonna do it again because I have 2 attacks per action.
Fuck yeah! Bring some pain.
Wait, are we going to BRB or no?
No.
Okay,
no,
good.
he still has an attack.
I was like, ugh.
28 to hit.
28 to hit.
I'm assuming that does hit.
Yes, it does.
Considering it.
This green one is the kind you want. Obviously, you don't have to look like that.
So pretty.
Planetar. That's dope.
Yeah, but you can read through some of the other fun stuff that you got.
That's 6 points of damage.
But it's with your holy sword still.
Yes.
That still counts.
Do you still get the extra radiant because you were attacking with it, or was it just that turn?
That's a concentration spell, I think.
If somebody touches it,
Have you taken damage?
No.
No, he hasn't even tried to attack me. Well, he
If you
has, but
haven't
he's
taken
missed.
damage,
You still time.
Oh.
as long as it's not just per that
Unless
round, you
it's
should
like
continue to
that.
go.
And it's going to claim
Sure, after that.
Kind of like a mausoleum, essentially.
It was like at a 5th level.
What?
Bottom's just whooping some
At the
ass,
start of
dude.
each turn,
Okay.
at the start of each of its turns until the spell ends, and it duration concentration up to 1 minute,
So you get 10 rounds of that.
so I can still use that searing smite.
So you need.
You did attack.
You did hit. Yeah, 1, 2, 3,
Excuse me.
4, 5,
no pardon this.
3, 9, 3, 12 points of fire damage.
Of fire.
I thought it was radiant.
It's radiant.
I was pretty sure it was
No, I
radiant.
cast searing smite,
Oh.
Okay.
so it's fire.
Okay. Yeah, he seems to be immune to fire. Sorry, bro. All right.
Well, then I'll cancel that spell.
Sorry, dude.
Break
It happens
concentrations.
All right. And before we get back to what Solari and all that's doing,
Smoke break.
yeah.
Doo-doo-doo.
Ow.
Garbage.
I know split games are tough, guys. So thanks for bearing with me. It's hard to go through 3 separate combats in a world adventure in one quick little game. So Dindo goes, "Be prepared to dock!" And you'll go through the whole thing. You come out, you see that beautiful white, and it comes down, and it loses the quicksilver, and then goes to the actual water. It's literally perfectly clear water you can see to the bottom of.
Neat.
It's just absolutely beautiful, and you see aquatic dragons just.
You say that in character?
Yes.
That's
From above,
Where
where
is that?
where it was like so shining with this bright, and you look out, and there is light, like sunlight here. There's no sun. You can't see like a single orb glowing. It's just like the whole sky emanates light.
But it's daylight, essentially.
Yeah, I mean, you look at yourself just like you do in the day. Like, you see plants that, you're used to seeing plants. Every plant in your world looks kind of like it's dying.
Yeah.
It's alive, and they'll
Right.
produce shitty fruit. Like, strawberries are like this big, and bananas are like that big.
She has a greenhouse, Zach.
Yeah. But here, everything is lush. You see beautiful foliage that looks full and robust. And it goes sliding into what looks to be, it's a dock, but it's more like a palace. It's like if you are so rich that you pimped out your dock. There's gold leaf all over everything, things made of sheer marble, and dragons standing at the dock, proud golds and silver dragons, all just standing. When
She's gonna look at Dular and be like, "You better be on your best behavior."
No.
Please.
No.
Yes.
No.
Fine. I'm not gonna do it. As it comes in, one of the silver dragons starts walking forward its large quadrupedal steps, and it'll kind of glow a quicksilver and just start looking like an elf just walking towards the dock in perfectly gilded armor.
Oh my god.
And all the deckhands look like they're normal people, but they all look well off. I mean,
Right.
maybe it's just pants, but it looks like there's no holes in it or anything. And they get the ropes and pull it in, and gangplank is lowered and everything else.
She's gonna look at Ott again, and she's like, "Where exactly did we end up?"
It's like a heaven of sorts. It's a long story.
You'll have to tell it to me later.
We've got lots of time.
Obviously.
He says, "They owe me here," and he'll take out a small, it looks like a gold dragon on a gold coin. He hands it to you.
And she'll take it, and she's like, "What do I do with it?"
Go to the temple. Like I said, they owe me a favor. Favor's yours.
Okay. And she'll go to the temple.
When you walk, you see that individual that shapeshifted, like looks over at you and closes his eyes for a second and goes, "Zalaria."
And she's just gonna stop and kind of look at him and go, "Yes."
He looks up and like almost like he's like understanding things that are just kind of coming to him, and he goes,
Right.
"Second circle? First circle?" He says, "Welcome, please. Welcome to the land of our god, Bahamut."
Thank you.
He extends a hand in a gentlemanly fashion to help you off the gangplank.
She'll take it.
And he starts walking with you, and he's like, "You need to go to the temple to try to find the whereabouts of your friends."
Yes. How are you figuring this all out?
Some of us have so much faith that our God tells us the truth in everything. It's a hard process, but it makes
Sounds-
conversations pretty boring, generally speaking, to tell you the truth.
But it sounds like something one of my friends was able to do with their god.
Gods are funny that way. We hide out here from Lucentarius. Not so much hiding from Silva, but our god has returned to this world in secret. We dragons do not forget. Not easily. The gods that existed before. It's kept him in a stasis. We haven't really seen him, but our clerics, paladins, still exude his power. And we know the evil of his sister still exists. So... But in the wake, in his absence from being in this area, we've made his home grand. It's a pretty lengthy walk, but it seems like it happens in just a brief second. The way the time travels here seems to be based more on the meaning of events than necessarily anything else. So I want you to picture, even though it's like we're going like scene Gangplank, scene beautiful city, scene innermost section of the temple having tea with some dude. It is a long process.
Right.
But it seems to almost speed up in the in-between times because that's how time passes here. Events are what make the difference. So when you get to this insanely lavish temple that exudes out and almost seems to defy gravity itself with its spires floating, the doorways are huge as dragons are walking side by side in dragon form. And they're huge next to you, like... And the gold dragon's like, sorry, as like it almost hits you. Like, Jesus fuck, I've never seen so many goddamn dragons. They're everywhere. They're flying, they're floating, they're casting spells, they're chilling out. Some of them are running around in people form, and you'll like see a kid just kind of run by and look at you and smile and then shifts into a tiny little dragon, floats off. As you go, he goes up and starts speaking with one of the sisters for a brief second. She nods and she taps her sword, and then she will go over to you. She says, brother.
Sister.
As you know, I am privy to the knowledge of our Lord. I think you might be perfect for something.
I'm eager to fulfill my role.
Have you enjoyed your pilgrimage here?
I feel like I may not be done, but if this is where my journey takes me, then so be it.
Please, this way.
No. Of course.
You see coming before you. Describe your character.
I'm bronze dragonborn. I'm tall as shit. I'm probably well over 7 feet tall. I have 2 horns that just curve kind of straight backwards. And, I mean, I'm clad in full plate armor with a shield with the crest of the dragon god just covering the entire shield.
Which is a single dragon with 12 canaries inscribed in gold around it.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's just my scales are like bronze and teal and black stripes. But yeah, other than that, I don't think there's anything special about it.
Okay.
My face is fairly neutral. It doesn't look happy or angry or anything.
The lady next to him is also fairly, or she looks elf-like, and she has beautiful golden hair. So she walks with him, like side by side, and your individual stops, and those two look at each other, and they kind of like occasionally give like nods and looks like almost like they're talking, but they're not talking. They're not moving at all. And they just say, "It's agreed." So, Zalaria here is looking for some friends.
Of course. I'd love to help.
They're in the ethereal plane.
I have no experience with this.
Huh? The
No,
abyssal.
it's the ethereal plane.
Okay. I was like, that's just what Zach told me earlier.
Yeah, the space-time, the neighborhood. You guys are in the neighborhood. Right now, you guys are in the church across the street. But right now, you're in the neighborhood. Part of the discussion we had earlier. There's a reason why I picked the church for that description.
I have no experience with this place, but I will assist. It will be an honor to assist a student of Mother Ivory.
How do you know her?
We have worked together in the past. I am familiar with the work that she does.
Okay.
So it's settled then. This should answer most of your quandaries.
Hopefully.
And she looks at your symbol and she starts making a few muttering sounds, and will all of a sudden will just kind of glow, and you'll see the canaries like move around and fly and then stop back in place. She says, if you have any items of theirs, if you hand them to our brother here, he shall know their general idea of their whereabouts.
Okay. I have a lot of their things, but not on me.
It's on the ship, isn't it?
Yeah, it's all on the ship.
Well, of course, you're not going to be traveling from here. You'll be traveling back on that World Breaker ship.
Yeah, okay.
A boat? Give me a boat.
Yeah. With a
Let
whole
us make haste.
crew. Okay, she'll actually stop and she'll take the coin and look at the two that have been helping her. Do I? And she'll just give it.
The debt has now been paid back.
Thank you for everything.
Sorry to cut your pilgrimage short, brother.
I get to leave on a boat. That's
And they look at each other with a knowing look, and then they will slowly walk off before you see shimmers in their shape as she turns into a gold dragon, and he will turn back into a
Silver dragon.
thank you. As they continue walking and then speak in Draconic instead.
So, let's go. And as they're walking, she'll be like, I have to warn you about the captain. He's feared for a very good reason. Do your best to not laugh at him. The consequences, I can tell you from experience, are not very fun.
Why do people laugh at him? Does he tell funny jokes?
No. Just don't laugh at him.
If he is not intentionally funny, then he should not be laughed at.
This is true.
You will fear me! And you look over, and he kicks a guy who has a noose around his neck, and it just snaps his neck. Right off the bow of a ship.
Such needless loss of life.
That's a matter of opinion.
I call... oh shit, TUES. Oh, Tuesday in my world, TUES.
Suit.
Yeah. He says, I call it a suit! An average day! Welcome aboard!
Good to be aboard.
Did you get what you needed here?
I am hoping so.
Excellent! So will we be leaving?
Yes, but I'm not sure where we're going yet. Wait here, and she'll go down. And she's going to grab just a small thing from everybody's stuff.
While she's down there, I'm like,
Yeah, the whole boat.
the whole boat. Like, I'm all over it. I'm like, complimenting the captain. Like, I love you.
Do you have a proficiency with vehicles? With vehicles or otherwise?
I don't think so, actually. I think that's a fighter thing, and I am a paladin ding dong.
You can take a peek at that. I thought, well, it's a background thing. Lots of backgrounds give it to. If not, a straight history check or a straight intelligence check will give me what I need. So yeah, you go down and you grab a little bit of things.
19.
19.
And actually specifically from, well, I don't know. Would Bonham have
Regency
something of
style
Dialotus' symbol in his stuff?
So it's a 3-mast ship.
Like even like the fan-made ones that we picked up?
Said, it was like
he would?
in
Okay,
the
cool.
very center of the one. Part of the mast itself
You have the
supposed to
scrolls.
be like it's a carved
moped.
wooden
No.
cage of some kind. And you're guessing that if they're here in the plains, there is some form of
Unless you
plane
have
of
something
travel.
else that you think should be
Probably because he has captured a spirit of some kind that is capable of either travel and has used
Because I
that.
don't know what you guys took with you
It's-
because I didn't have
it's
time to
things.
watch that.
Just
It's a very sturdy ship.
Actually,
The figurehead is
The Tarrasque,
I
right?
have
The Tarrasque,
myself
yeah.
nothing.
made out of dark iron wood.
The entire time that I'm waiting on her to come back, I'm totally fanboying over the ship because I like boats, and I am complimenting the captain.
Well, with that roll, you're able to adequately identify some very specific markers to it, as well as have a general knowledge of the ship.
So she comes back, and she's got a mop head draped over her.
Well, that's Turth.
Her arm. She's got a little wooden, the symbol of Dialotus, and then I don't know what she'd take from Mickey and Haley, but she'd at least have something small of theirs. And she'd go over and she'd hand the symbol of Dialotus first. And she'll be like, "This is at least one of them."
This is an item of powerful faith.
I have a magnifying glass.
Okay, that's what she has then.
But aside from that, I sense no direction.
What do you mean?
Let me erase one of these mop heads.
Now, holding on to that, you're right, it doesn't.
I can sense I can sense the power of Dialotus in it, but I don't sense it.
No, you're
No, about
I thought I hit your foot.
because time flows differently. Like
Alright.
when you
Keep
touch
trying
it,
to
you
shift
won't
'cause
see.
I don't want my
Then
legs
suddenly
to
it
cramp again.
seems
Yeah,
to
no.
spark to life in it, but hotter. Not quite the same either. It's almost like this is a symbol of a person,
Not quite.
and it's telling me to go somewhere, but that person is not here either. It's a very strange thing. But there is a very powerful pull in that in a particular area. But again, it does feel weird. It's like casting and catching certain kinds of fish all day, and then suddenly a big one bites, and you're like, whoa, that's a little different. Kind of that situation.
Okay.
So you do eventually, that will kick.
You are not like a bomb.
I know where this is. Shall we go? Or
Yes.
shall we try and locate the others as well?
Well, that's up to you. Do you want to try and locate everybody? Because honestly, I'd be okay with that.
It would probably be best so that we can find out who's closest.
Okay.
So that we're not running all over the place.
She'll take the mop head and hand it to you.
The mop head. Great strength.
You do ping where that is as well.
That one, I assume it's much easier than locating bottom.
Much easier, much more like this is fitting. This is the fish I'm expecting to
Yeah.
get. Much like that.
These are the droids I'm looking
And then she'll hand over the magnifying glass.
Magnifying glass. Whose is this?
Haley.
That one, you feel that pulled towards the big fish. In fact, they feel linked at that point. You actually can see an invisible strand of platinum between one to the other.
These two are actually in the same place.
Well, that's good to know. I was worried they would be stuck alone. And then she'll finally hand whatever she took from Mickey.
Okay. This one would be confusing.
You don't feel it at all.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing at all.
Almost like
What's it mean if you can't feel anything?
Almost like, have you ever taken a drink of soda that you've accidentally used to put sunflower seeds in? Or
Oh no!
Like, you're like, oh, this is gonna be flavorful soda, and then you're like, oh my god, that's awful.
Or you take
So,
a drink
like,
of
I
your
would-
paint water.
I would allow it to flow into me to sense it,
Paint
and
water.
like as soon as I absorb the feeling, like I drop it, just like out of
Yeah.
whoa. It's not what I was expecting.
Okay.
That's not gonna work out.
What do you mean? She'll go pick it up. And she takes everything back and she's just clutching it.
It was nothing. And everything. Shadow. Nothing.
That doesn't make any sense.
I agree. I have never experienced anything like that.
Let's find Bonnie
You
and
have
Haley
interesting
first.
friends.
This is true. You're gonna love them. It's gonna be great. If we survive that long.
Faith will guide us.
And with that said, travel in the ether, distance doesn't matter as much as something can be further away, but you can actually reach it faster. It's more about knowing where something is, being able to hone in on it. Because
It's about focus.
yeah, most of the time that's rare as shit to even have any kind of focus, and you're just kind of up to what you come across. But traveling through the plains, not so easy. Having that,
Yeah.
obviously, because that is the case, some are further away than the others, but you can get there in equal time if you put forth the equal effort. So, that being said, where would you like to go? Ott's like, so, where to?
She'll give back the magnifying glass. She's like, we're going after them first.
We'll go here. I will focus on it.
You focus on it, and you hear Ott fumble with a piece of wood and some maps and locks them into place with clamps. And holds it, sets it up on the little table, and says, so do you just close your eyes and point or something, or? The map is also the weirdest, most confusing thing at all. It's more like a list of ideals than it is anything else. Like anger. It's like a whole bunch of a giant spectrum of emotion and random things and everything, and it's a golf ball. It's nuts. The shit makes no goddamn sense.
I have never traveled this way before.
It's okay, neither have I.
Also, how are you able to find where everyone is out of character?
Out of character? How am I able to find everyone? I don't know. How am I able to find everyone?
The
This is
same-
an ability that Zach has just given me.
It's-
This is the
Oh,
first
okay.
time hearing about
Yeah,
it.
I think it's the same as Bon and being able to see. Is it's by faith.
Blind faith.
Dope.
You guys keep throwing religious characters at me, and like I keep trying to tell you, like half the things just walking into the room, just being like, I know what I'm doing.
I was just curious. This is a dope power.
You would feel their location, and you
This
feel
might
like
also
you
just
could.
be an
It was like
astral plane thingy.
Yeah, also getting more complicated. But it's almost like if you were looking at a regular map, you'd be able to point and say, it's right there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I sense them in this area. Even though you know nothing about maps or spatial time. And then it's infinitely more confusing being this situation, but it's the same kind of thing. Is like, you look at it and you're like, about there, and you can see like the platinum strands going from the items to that board, essentially.
Okay, so I can point it out and we can go there.
He looks and he turns his head sideways. I have to fly upside down, but okay.
So wait, fly upside down.
It doesn't matter. There's no orientation in the first place. Pansy?
I'm sorry, this is my first experience doing this in the past. It hasn't been stressful.
I'm such a crybaby.
I don't think there's any need for name calling.
What are you doing?
When did someone let a lizard folk onto my
You
ship?
watched him walk on here.
I just said there's no need for name calling.
I'm a little nearsighted sometimes. I'm sorry. Oh, it's like, should I put in the cord? Yes! Okay, I'll do that. He starts yelling at the guys. The ship casting off again, it's beautiful as the sails like fill with the air and you feel the tug of the boat. And then suddenly you'll see the Quicksilver, you see that Dindo goes to that little cage that's built into the mast, and he goes, come on now. And you see tiny little Quicksilver blobs that are just adorable looking. It's a tiny will go into his hand. He's like, we're time to do our thing. He places them and then they'll all across the ship and all across the sails. It just looks Quicksilver.
Zaliri's actually going to run downstairs, put things back, and very quickly dig through Haley and Bonham's stuff, and anything she thinks useful, she's going to grab and take back up.
Get them ready so you can be like, here's your shit.
Also, has she had a long rest or anything?
Nope.
Cool.
still exhausted.
You can take a short rest during this distance or during this time travel, though. I'll give you that.
Okay.
So you feel the weight of it kick up, and gravity seems to be centered on the ship. Because even here, it'll fly upside down, and your odds like, no.
Yes! Watching the Quicksilver Ocean, just how it moves and how the ship is doing it all.
And then it'll tear through.
Fascinated by it.
Then you see space as I've described it. You guys set off for there. That's gonna make things interesting. Okay. Turf and Tarfire.
He's right next to me.
Just wait. To get rid of exhaustion, you have to have a long rest, correct? Okay.
A long rest per level of exhaustion that you have.
Cool. Okay, I'm good.
All right. I believe you have the initiative.
With Tarfire?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so... Really can't cast anything this close. I had what I was going to do in mind, but then I forgot you were like right on me.
Doesn't get to play for an hour. Still has to take time to make his action. Let that be known for the rest of you. You might want to get things ready.
Alright, so I'm actually not going to... I'm just going to move here.
Okay.
And I'm going to cast Cure Wounds on Turf.
Okay.
So... And I'm going to cast it... Yeah, at level 1.
Level 1.
Where I just had it. 1d8 plus 4. 12, not an 8. Awesome.
My bad, bro.
It's cool. You didn't mean to.
So that would be 8 hit points back. 8. It's 1d8 plus 4, and I rolled an 8. So
12.
12, yeah.
Nice.
Noise. And with my bonus action,
Grab my stuff.
oh, that is not my bonus action. I'm
I
going
have a
to
question when we have a moment.
use a sorcery point to
Okay.
cast. I don't have any touch spells for a reason because he's squishy.
Mm-hmm. Phenomenal cosmic powers. Still a squishy mage.
Yeah.
Infinite cosmic power.
Tuesday game. So why is Starfire not waking up? Did he die in his sleep? Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
Are we playing till 11 tonight?
Oh, we're gonna close up pretty soon, actually.
Pretty soon, actually.
I'm going.
Zach,
10:30.
who did I make 10? Who did I make the deal with?
Zoth. X-O-T-H.
X.
X-O-T-H.
So can I cast a spell this close to him, or would I roll at disadvantage because
no, you
I'm
can cast
No,
the
you
spell.
can cast a spell.
okay? That's what I was worried about because of the ranged attack thing.
Right.
No, that's just
Sure.
like if you're shooting an arrow, a bow and arrow,
Okay.
or throwing a dagger.
Yeah,
Okay.
that was the issue with when I
Well,
did the ice
then I'm
knife.
just gonna do this then. With my sorcery point, I'm gonna cast
Looking for a picture of him.
Witch Bolt.
You're gonna cast what?
Witch Bolt.
Witch bolt at him? There you go. There's your bread and butter. Some crackling energy before you. I can only imagine what it's like at this level.
No, it was so close. It was there. Got a 19. 19 plus
to hit.
10. So that would be a 29.
29 hits.
And so me using a sorcery point before I do this, is it any level spell slot?
I'm pretty sure, but I would
What are you
not
trying to
be
do,
100%.
Sorcery point 4.
Because it's an additional, it doesn't take away from my spell slot.
No, you have to expend that many sorcery points to regain that spell slot. You could also use 2 sorcery points to cast it as a bonus action instead.
I'm using it as a bonus action. I'm using my bonus action now.
Okay, well,
Because
if you don't
Cure
really-
Wounds was for Turth.
It depends on what level of spell you want to cast it at, and then you would have to expend that many sorcery points to cast it at that
Pretty
level.
metal.
Sorcery points.
I pulled that name out. Like, when I named that character the
Oh,
first
it's to
time,
sacrifice a
I
spell
just did it 'cause
slot.
it sounded cool. I didn't base it on it.
Or you can use it to regain.
Okay.
No, but I have
Do
to
I get
know.
I
all the
see.
bonuses of the flamethrower?
But I have to know what kind of demon you are.
If you want, you should
Oh,
type
so
in
you have a
Shadow
planet
Demon
type.
just to see what the picture is. Huh?
You want to play it, John?
I'm going to cast it.
Well, it says they're the divine. They're the divine weapons of the gods.
They
Which is
act as
what?
the weapons of the gods they serve.
Now, granted, the one on the next page, the solar, is supposed to be like the.
Yeah.
But that's more of a world ender.
Okay.
I see her definitely needing, like, go fuck these guys up. Of course, he doesn't look like that. He's a big glowing, you know. I like to
I'm gonna
believe that
cast it at a
angels
5th level.
look like they're flavored by their
Three damage.
deity.
Witch
much
Bolt at a
damage?
5th level.
Look at those D12s!
Oh my
It's like
God.
you threw a bunch of rocks in there.
It's a snowball at it. I'm gonna put a rock in it.
That shit's weird, bro.
Roll a bunch of d12s. That's what I just did.
I want to get a big ass mace. And name it Skeleton Key.
That's what I name my battering rams.
42 points of damage.
Magic?
Yeah.
What
Yeah,
kind of
it's
damage?
Witchbolt.
What kind of damage?
It is lightning damage.
Lightning? I get resistance. So how much was it?
42.
21.
He seems to absorb some of the electricity into his body.
You what?
You can tell you've seen Witchbolt hit. It doesn't kick as hard, but it kicks fucking hard.
Yeah.
As it rocks him. So he sits there and he kind of like takes that and he's got the long strand of blood coming from the one finger and the fiery sword in the other, and he just kind of like does this and raises up against it. He says, a valiant effort to keep this one. Why does he mean so much to you?
I don't like bullies. I don't like people picking on people.
How do you know that he didn't deserve this? In fact, this is literally something he did to me, and why I'm here in the first place.
Oh shit.
Start of his turn. 10 feet of damage to both of you.
Damn, son.
You said what?
Like, I can't.
10 damage to both of you.
That's gonna be a fucking yikes.
I'm taking
for
5
me,
because
bro.
I'm resistant. And Turth is technically still enraged because he got hit.
He did still. That literally that fire aura is going to keep him raging.
Yeah. That's why I'm not too mad about it.
So he'll go ahead and will actually appear there.
Okay,
Above?
like he's floating.
Yeah, we're gonna.
Oh yeah,
We're just gonna do that. He's
Is he like right above me, or
Where's the little clear things?
Where's the?
does
I
that
know, but we're running low on time.
Okay.
does that
Yeah, we got like 10 minutes.
attack of opportunity or no?
No. Let's teleport at will. He goes ahead. Does 19 hit Tarfire?
Yes.
21 points of damage.
What kind?
Slashing. 13 lightning. Okay. 24 hits you. Take 15
Two.
regular.
Who?
Tarfire. 15 regular. 10 fire. Make me a strength check.
Ooh, not 110. And a strength check.
Mm-hmm.
That would be
Or I guess that's a check.
that's just advantage on wisdom for him. Oh, I'm rolling for a strength, so that would be a 10.
It was 10.
10?
10.
Okay. He will yank you up, and then that drops you down.
I yeeted.
2 points of regular damage of bashing from the elemental, or from gravity itself.
Yeah.
Huh?
I thought
Two.
gravity didn't exist.
Shit, you're right, never mind.
Notice you guys have toilet paper.
Yeah, because we were
Lost
smart
your
and
dog.
bought toilet paper before everybody decided.
Keep it fancy. And then, so as he yanks you up into the generalized area and he stabs you with the sword, he goes with one more attack with his longsword and he says, "This is really none of your business, Kalashar." Hit you again because he has 15 plus 14 for another 21 points of damage and 13 fire. He goes in to slash you.
You said 13 fire?
Mm-hmm. He raises it eye level and then just goes into a twist to stab you.
Okay.
Oh. Form 2.
God damn.
This isn't even my
Fuck
final
Julius
form.
if he kills
You
Starfire.
You dare stand between a fiend. Let's see. He says you dare stand between a fiend like me and my prize.
Oh, I did.
You will learn. You will learn, Kalashtar. How are you looking?
Pretty haggard.
He smiles real big. Surely you know the victory is mine. He's looking pretty haggard too, though.
I mean, I look at him and I was like, I don't run from a fight. And I'm going to... Since Tarfire doesn't know, I'm going to be like, why are you attacking this guy? This giant...
He sent me away from my love. A love that I left hell itself for. A mortal woman.
How could one like you love a mortal woman?
How can you choose what I can and cannot have feelings for? Who are you to dictate these things?
I'm asking how. How did you meet her?
It's a sweet cafe. No.
Cafe,
He says-
it was candlelit.
He looks at you and he says, maybe we got off to the wrong foot on this one. Shall we land and discuss this again? Kalishtar.
No one dies?
Not yet. He lands. And he still has his blade drawn. Like, he hasn't looked knowing.
I still have the witch bolt still like...
Yeah, you're holding on to the concentration.
Yeah. I'm still holding on to witch bolt. I ain't letting that go. Not yet.
He looks over at Turth.
No,
If I let you
hard.
If I let you out of your bonds and you run, me and this Kalishtar hunt you. You will not last long. Is that agreed?
Okay.
Yeah. You had to like take your hat off for Tarfire and put it on for
So Turth would actually. This was my whole plan for him anyway. So I'm like, I never wanted to fight you. I wanted to talk to you and explain to you why I did what I did.
Kalishtar, it seems that you are lucky, or that I am lucky.
If my binds are undone, I'm just
Well, he isn't unbound
like
him yet.
I don't even have my sword drawn. I'm just there.
Yeah, he turns to Kalishtar, or to the Kalishtar, and says, Kalishtar, I feel like you've kept a grave problem from happening. And he gets a big, handsome smile. He'll point his sword, and all of a sudden the bonds will like liquidate and just...
For Turth. Okay. So, I know what I did.
He cast a spell magic there.
So, I know what I did was not what you wanted.
No, you kept me from my love.
I did not know. She didn't talk about you to us. What you were in, she never let anybody touch. She didn't talk about it. We had no idea what it was. So when you came out, it scared the shit out of me, and I thought what I did was right for everybody around.
His eyes look like they're burning hot coals now. Like, actual, like, there's a light that kicks on in it that looks like it's... You know what burning... Like, that bright, can't look at it, it'll melt your eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Gets that bright heat, and you see the shadowy wings that are just, like, kind of unfurl before they, again, evaporate. Mm-hmm. He goes, if what you say is true, then promise me you'll take me back to her.
If I know her like you know her, she's probably already on her way to find us.
I said make me a promise. I'm a devil and I work off contracts. Promise me that you get me back to her.
And I protect people I care about.
Sure. You can protect whoever you want. You get me back to her, I will let you live now.
I don't like making promises I know I can't keep. So, I will do everything in my power to get you there.
On your word, though.
On my word.
Do you know how to write, heathen?
Oh my god!
You dumb.
And Turth just goes back to, when we're getting what's his face from the island. I'm like, Turth write words good.
He'll take his sword and he'll throw it at you, and it'll flip over, and you're like, no. And it'll slowly turn into a quill, and then stick in the ground at your feet.
This is some trippy shit.
I'm assuming you want me to sign something.
Matter of fact, he pulls out, it doesn't crinkle like paper. Rolls more like leather.
Okay, that's cool.
He walks over, and it's this whole thing, and he says, lucky for you, your soul's not something I want. But if you fuck with me, it's something I'll get. But as long as you're being honest, you get me back to her.
Everything in my power that I can.
Inside.
I take the quill. Notice there's no ink on it because I didn't have an ink file. Stab my finger with it.
Standard protocol.
Sign it.
Takes a look. Blows on it, and he'll roll it all up and set it there. He turns to the Kalashar. To your satisfaction as well?
You're not harming him anymore.
No, I won't.
Okay.
Thank you, Kalashar. At some point, I'm sure I will be seeing you, and when that happens, let us not necessarily cross blades. I'm not with the other devils. I'm not with the other demons either, okay?
Okay.
Are you going to the front lines?
Unfortunately, yes.
Takes his whip. And you see, he takes the blood, and it's still just pouring from his finger, and they'll go like this, and it'll unravel into a terrifying-looking hell whip. And he says, "For your dreams," and he'll throw it to you.
I'll catch it.
You have a Baylor's whip when in dream form.
So, and the way I'm going to carry it is I'm going to wrap it around.
Mm-hmm.
Just for now.
Okay. Farewell, Kalashar. And then he'll turn to Turth and say, "He's your lucky star." Apparently.
And if Julius leaves, I'm gonna look at Tarfire and be like,
Oh, Julius isn't leaving.
No.
He'll turn to Tarfire or not Tarfire, he'll turn to Tirthalmiel, and he says, "Well, in that case," and he goes like this, and suddenly there's he'll kind of look almost like smoke and fire at the same time, and it'll rush around like it's choking your neck, and then dissipate into a necklace that dangles around your neck.
got it.
You are left alone with Tarfire.
I look at it. Turth is just dumbfounded on everything that just happened because Turth was expecting to die. And Tarfire is like, I don't know how to repay you. Turth saying this to Tarfire.
Yeah. Dude. I don't know how to repay you.
So Turth is like, I was not expecting to live. Tarfire is like, what in the Sam hell did you do to this guy?
Put in the hot, crispy Kentucky Fried Fuck.
And you'll tell yourself basically stories.
Yeah, and I'm like,
Take off the hat.
just flipping back and forth, But essentially, I'm just going to be, get the story of what happened. Like, why this guy is trying to kill Turth and why,
And
why this mortal being is so valuable to him. So Turth would share stories about Zaleria and all that too. So
catch him up and stuff.
yeah, what's going on?
You'll hear from the necklace. In Turth will hear in the necklace in his mind. You will hear, "Well, we don't have all day, and I can take you to them, the rest of your group."
Okay, and I just Turth will let Starfire know. It's like, hey, I have this voice in my head that is telling me we should probably go.
Meanwhile, on the World Breaker, like it does, like they're coming.
All right, so I think we have. So here's the only deal. This Bone Devil is not long for this world. You want to try to crack away and see if you can beat it in one combat before he disappears?
I want to, but we probably shouldn't.
Okay. We'll put it there. As Haley and Bonham are fighting off against his old god, Craxor, Tarfire, a stranger on the dreamscape, was able to keep Julius from killing Turth, which Julius desperately wanted to do. So that was a victory, Sarah.
I thought you were screwed.
And somewhere out in
I
the
said it in the beginning. When I was in there.
somewhere out in the world, Mickey has found a new reason to live. And Zalaria, as well as Egbert, Egeton?
Egida.
I know, I just like fucking idea.
It's eggnog.
Zalaria meeting a new friend capable of helping her find the rest of her party. As they are on the ship heading towards Bonham and Haley, and Bartholomew and Jules are headed in the same direction. We will close the story of the plains.
Fuck!
See you guys in 2 weeks. Sorry it was a rough one. Most of us have been up super late. This one has been working his ass off. And it was kind of, we had to switch our weeks up, so it threw us off a little bit. But I think it's still shaping up pretty good. So we'll see you in 2 weeks. We appreciate you. Do your closing stuff, you guys? Any closing stuff you guys got?
Do you want to go first? Or do you want me to just do it?
So, follow us on Facebook, Diamonds and Dice. We post this stream every single week. Follow us and watch us play. Also,
Share
I
with
know
your
there's
friends.
craziness going on out there. Be nice to those retail people.
Wash
my
your
God.
hands.
Don't
Stop
watch.
licking things.
Why?
Have the night you deserve to have.
Hey man, you remember the last time you said that to me?
Mandy also does her own show.
Yep, I'll be streaming Madly Unique at some point, maybe hopefully soon. I don't know.
That's where.
If you scroll down, we have links to not only Facebook, but we have a Discord server. We have YouTube, which I am very slowly getting episodes up for. I am now, again, 3 episodes behind after tonight. It's fine.
Or at least you've got them edited.
I have 2 of the 3 edited, so. But anyways, just, find us elsewhere. We appreciate your guys' support, and we will see you all next time.
Oh.
Bye!
So, let's see if I can find